Endeavour Group, ASX, EDV. Resign or I'll call an EGM. Mathieson threatens Hurl after Wavish defeat. We're sorry, this feature is currently unavailable. We're working to restore it. Please try again later. The Sydney Morning Herald. The Sydney Morning Herald. Sections. Network. Advertisement. Business. Companies. Pubs. Resign or I'll call an EGM. Mathieson threatens Endeavour chairman after Wavish defeat. By Jessica Yoon. Save articles for later. Add articles to your saved list and come back to them anytime. Advertisement. Pubs billionaire Bruce Mathieson has threatened to call for an extraordinary general meeting if Endeavour chairman Peter Hurl continues to resist calls to resign after retail veteran Bill Wavish failed in his bid to join the board at the company's annual meeting. Mathieson, the company's largest shareholder with a 15.1% stake, accused Hurl and Chief Executive Steve Donohue's speeches as "ing" of self-preservation, and misread "ing" the room, at Tuesday's meeting, where Hurl answered question after question about Endeavour's operations, performance and declining share price. Bruce Mathieson's campaign to force Endeavour chair Peter Hurl, left out is not over yet. Credit, Oscar Coleman. My campaign won't stop until the chair is gone. He can go the easy way, or we can show him the door at an EGM, Mathieson said in a statement to this masthead. While he thinks he's saved face today, I encourage the chairman to listen to his investors, and leave the company. That is the only way we can move forward. The meeting is the culmination of a 6-week campaign by Mathieson, who is incensed by the company's performance and share price decline and has been endorsing Wavish, a former Woolworths executive, to be voted to the board, a recommendation that was doomed to fail after 3 powerful proxy advisors, Woolworths and the Endeavour board itself refused to support it. The majority, 72.3%, of Endeavour shareholders rejected Wavish's election to the board, but Mathieson said Hurl would be highly uncomfortable with the traction Wavish managed to gain. Every vote for Bill Wavish is a message to the board that they are failing and change is required. After the meeting, Hurl issued a statement describing the rejection of Wavish's election as a comprehensive repudiation, and said it was profoundly disappointing that Mathieson's campaign had, unquestionably, resulted in further destruction of shareholder value. We recognize there are key areas for improvement, said Hurl, who also noted that 12.7% of shareholders had voted against the re-election of Bruce Mathieson Jr. to the board. Advertisement. It is important and appropriate for the board to carefully consider the shareholder sentiment towards Mr. Mathieson Jr. as we seek to work constructively with our major shareholder going forward. While the remuneration report received overwhelming approval, with 90.1% of votes in favor, the proposal to provide long-term incentive grants to Donohue received a protest vote, with 34.7% of shareholders voting against it. Despite criticisms aired at the AGM, Endeavour's share price closed 0.6% higher on Tuesday. Mathieson did not personally attend the meeting, held in Sydney, but asked questions through his representative, Ross Blair Holt, who confirmed reports that Donohue had called Mathieson about a month ago to ask whether he wanted to purchase the hotel's business. It's not speculation. My question is, did Mr. Donohue have board approval to make that approach to Bruce? Blair Holt asked. Ross Blair Holt, representative for Bruce Mathieson Sr., clashed with Endeavour chairman Peter Hurl. Credit, Oscar Coleman. Look, I'm not going to comment on every piece of speculation and accusation that appears in the press. If I did that, we'd probably be here for a week, Hurl responded. Suffice to say that hotels are a critical part of Endeavour's portfolio and our future growth, and we're committed to their future. Hurl was also forced to endure a blistering 10-minute attack by former Woolworths chief executive Roger Corbett, who accused the chairman of making demeaning comments about Mathieson by describing his attempt to install Wavish as trying to exert disproportionate control. The retail business has completely lost its way, declared Corbett, who grew Woolworths' liquor business while he was chief executive between 1999 and 2006 before that division was spun off to become Endeavour in MID 2021. Hurl had become a problem for the business and had disenfranchised himself as our chairman, he added. You, sir, should go immediately, and let someone else take the chair who does recognize we have serious problems. And that is the conclusion of today's meeting. I call for your immediate resignation, said Corbett, rounding off his lecture to a round of applause. Hurl said he had significant disagreements with Corbett's characterization of company performance and said Endeavour had worn significant costs because of the demerger and COVID. Former Woolworths CEO Roger Corbett launched a 10-minute attack on Peter Hurl. Credit, Oscar Coleman. I appreciate the comments, but I don't intend to step down. I've been elected chairman of the board, and will continue to do so. I'm very committed to making sure we work through the dispute we have with the Bruce Mathieson Group, and we'll be doing so as expeditiously as we possibly can, said Hurl. The board also faced questions about why the pubs and pokies operator refused to reveal its gambling earnings, which Hurl said, would not necessarily mean a lot, and would be at the detriment to Endeavour in terms of competitiveness. In their addresses, both Donohue and Hurl acknowledged a number of times that more needed to be done to boost share price value. Mathieson's criticisms of the company had caused significant disruption, but Hurl said Endeavour and the Mathieson Group shared many of the same objectives, including sales momentum, cost discipline, lifting returns in hotels, and greater transparency in capital management. While we are focused on our share price performance, we prioritize long-term value creation. The pair outlined a renewed focus on driving higher returns in its hotels portfolio and said the company would introduce new scorecard metrics to measure progress on key strategic pillars, and said more details would be revealed at its Investor Day on December 6. The Business Briefing newsletter delivers major stories, exclusive coverage and expert opinion. Sign up to get it every weekday morning. Pubs. Endeavour Group. Gaming and wagering. EGM season. Roger Corbett. Most viewed in business. From our partners. Advertisement. The Sydney Morning Herald. Twitter. Facebook. Instagram. RSS. Copyright 2023.